Hi everyone, welcome to your monthly May reading. This is for the sign of Capricorn, and I'm extremely grateful to be here with you and to have you here as well, Capricorns. If you're new, absolutely welcome. Hopefully you'll come back. I do monthly readings every month, and I do a collective on Mondays. I actually had to release that one from this past Monday, if that's the proper word. There's been so much going on, and I hope, Capricorns, that you're noticing that too, because we had a year to this point that was quite stalled and with many, many retrogrades happening for all of us. So I'm excited. I've been busy, and I'm excited to find out, and through the readings, of course, if this will continue, which it is supposed to. May is a very good month. I've had amazing readings so far. I am excited. Now, you are the sign known to be the successor, okay? As an earth sign, you are very much interested in the grounded, realistic approach to things. You're serious about what you do. You're dedicated. You're loyal. You excel like none other. And, you care a great deal about your comforts and money and all the things that I think all of us do. Nothing stops you, Capricorn. So we're going to get to the heart of the matter here. And I'm going to do what I normally do. And that is start with your chakra check. Now, one of the things I love the most about life and have for many, many years as a young child and up to this point is the fact that everything is energy and how we can feel it so clearly sometimes, and how color is energy. Colors that I wear to represent with the gloves, and this channel now is a new brand I've started, but also the correlation with the energy centers within us, which are the chakra centers, how they help to really add so much more to our life, depending on the energy of the area that we're speaking of. Okay, so there's many of them. I am speaking specifically of the 8 when I do my readings, and the last reading had the sacral energy chakra that was being emphasized for the specific sign. And so what I do is it's pretty basic. I just put this behind my back and see which particular chakra that spirit would like you to be focusing on for the month of May. And in doing so, there's a message I'll read to you as well as correlating the crystal that comes. This is a beautiful little gift set, with the exception of the cards I had from decades ago. Then I add the crystal, I infuse the readings, and just so you know, I had a talk with you, as I always do. It's my meditation. I speak to the next sign I'm going to be reading for, and yellow was very, very clearly coming to me. This represents the 3rd chakra. Let's see if Spirit has the same idea for you. Well, clearly Spirit does. You saw it was the sacral, so this is this beautiful aspect that Spirit does and likes to show us that we're all in this together. We all have these connections, and we can ask for specific messages, and we definitely got one today, and I love it because this represents your confidence. This represents your ability to feel and recognize your self-worth. And I know there are times when we feel on top of the world, right, Capricorn? And then there are other times you're feeling like, oh, that what is it, imposter syndrome? Like, I don't know that I really am cut out for this and all that. It's rare for Capricorns. I've not met it, but maybe it's more internalizing, which is interesting because the only planet right now, thank heavens, that's retrograde is Pluto, and it happened on May 4th, and it is in the sign of Aquarius, and it will retrograde through October. This is a normal thing that happens. All the planets retrograde. We're going to be seeing more as time goes on. But Pluto is absolutely about our power and our ability to recognize our power. Is our power being taken away? Are we utilizing it for the best outcomes for ourselves? Are we having fears that are coming up, from so many different reasons and people or circumstances that might invoke that in us? Well, this is perfect because this reminds you that you have everything it takes. You're stronger than you probably give yourself credit for. Even you, Capricorns. And so I'll read to you the message that I call the mantra that absolutely helps to keep that solar plexus right here, 3rd from the bottom up, base, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and eighth, the all-in omnipotent, connective chakra for all of us. So it says, my body and personality are in harmony. I am strong, confident, and centered. I know who I am and the purpose for which I am here. Isn't that beautiful? If you say that and you say it enough, you can, once even, you feel that. Your body feels it. And then it starts to act in kind. Okay? What we believe, we receive, right? That's one of the standard beautiful things that I like to say all the time. And it has a lot to do with how we manifest, which we all do as well. So in connection with this, I know what it is. It's actually the tiger eye, which is one of the, I love all crystals. I'm a big, huge fan and advocate of them. I strongly suggest, if you've never even heard of them or you want to, that you trust in my my explanations and how I've used them for years, and they've helped me considerably energetically, for protection, for strength, for notable clarity, for focus, all of these things. But the solar plexus, I'll reach in the bag and reach for the proper crystal, as I mentioned, which is the tiger eye. Beautiful, beautiful crystal. They come in many different forms with the same type of crystal. But this one always reminds me of a tiger's eye. And by the way, this is also the color of the sun, the most brilliant, biggest star in our universe, right? We have Mars, the planet that's the warrior planet, the aggressor, the motivator, the spirited, the let's take action kind of planet, has been and went from Cancer and Leo and back and forth and blah, blah, blah for months, went back into Leo. And Leo is definitely confident. Leo is one of the most confident, fire signs out there. So this is invoking for all of us, particularly you, as we're reading your reading today, Capricorn, for the month of May, that you are going to feel stronger and more confident than you probably have in months. And I love that. So here's this beautiful tiger eye. Hope you can see it. And the glare isn't too bad. They have rings. They look like all sorts of different, I say tiger's eye, as I mentioned, like the tiger. And I'm going to put it in this beautiful little necklace holder. I've got a black or a brown one that came with this gift set. But I'm going to use the brown against my pink as a fashion statement. And I will read the tarot messages with this as a strong influence and guidance for me during this reading. Let's see if I can do this. There you go. Perfect. All right. So the other mention that I will say with this little card that has to do with the actual crystal says, solar plexus, confidence, power, and purpose. Tiger eye, I radiate happiness and positive energy. Like I said, the sun in tarot is one of the best cards, and it just makes you feel happy, and you're just out there and everything's falling into place and everything is moving. As I said, there's such beautiful forward movement. And I welcome it. I would imagine you do too, Capricorns, and it's going to continue. So the other things I will tell you, as I put this down, I will let you know I'm doing a 6-card spread this month for the tarot layout. And that's going to be past, present, and future with 3 clarification cards that we'll talk about. And then I'm going to finish with an oracle message from the beautiful Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Okay, so I have shuffled these. I always ask for clear and concise messages. I bless the deck. I am an intuitive spiritual guidance teacher is what I like to call myself. It changes. I do get downloads and I do get psychic hits. And when they come, I'll express them to you, okay? In addition to the messages that will come through the cards. So this is a beautiful deck too. I love it. It's called the Spiral deck. And it's got that beautiful, what I like to, reminds me of the infinity symbol, the ever non-ending, aspect of life and abundance and love. And that's exactly what life and spirit is. It's only us sometimes in mankind that has these restrictive kind of energies and things that come about. I included, not trying to be on a soapbox whatsoever, but I work on it all the time, because when you realize you're a part of the whole, like we are, and you're every bit as important and certainly deserving of the best. And the confidence of knowing that, it just really makes life so much nicer. So once again, this is the 6-card spread. I'm going to lay them out quickly, and then I'll talk to you as we go along about what the meanings are. I do appreciate if you would, and you're liking what you're hearing as a little sample of what I do. I do readings all the time. I've done them for many years. I will hope to never stop doing them, to be honest. But all you need to do to support this channel would be to like, subscribe, share, definitely comment, and let me know what's up, okay? And lastly, I'll mention the 2 lunations, which are always important because every month we get to see we don't see the new moon at first, and then it grows, and we've got that beautiful crescent, one of my favorite phases of the moon. But the full moon, which is about culminations and, really shining a light, literally and figuratively, in your life in certain areas that may need to have that attention to finish end circumstance and then therefore to start the new, right? That will be the full moon in Scorpio happening on the 12th, give or take a day. Very powerful, very energetic. Now, depending on so many things, this is a general reading, is how it will affect you. But Scorpio is about intensity and really digging deep as well. So there may be some things that were kind of nebulous and not really been seen clearly. That will be different for the benefit of you and always for the benefit of our best selves on the 12th and onward, because it'll last. These are potent moons and new moons. And then the new moon, which happens during the sun season, I should say, of Gemini, which starts on the 20th. We're in Taurus season right now. That beautiful earth energy, which is your fellow earth sign. So it should be really feeling good for you, and there should be a lot more harmony and connection at this point. And as I mentioned, all planets other than Pluto now going direct, which, Venus direct, although the shadow period, which is on either side of any planet that goes direct or retrograde, is ending. The Venus shadow period will end completely on the 16th of May. And then, bam, no retrograde in that. Mars going forward, building, as I said. That was retrograde for so many months. That's fantastic for our movement and our going forward with any kind of objective we may have. So let's see what it says. Recent past for you. 8 of Pentacles. Not surprised. You're a hard worker. You've always been known for that. You do excel. You do reap the benefits. But the thing about this card, and 8 is about abundance. It's one of the most abundant, prosperous numbers in numerology. It's about making it happen. It doesn't just necessarily come to you. That's no problem for a lot of you Capricorns, I know. And you really thrive. You thrive by doing things and challenging yourself. You're very resourceful. So this does not come as a surprise to me at all. But what do we have to say about, especially in Taurus season, right? But this is about, income and mastering and really just fulfilling your needs and getting those, reaping the rewards for the work that's been done. And of course, I love this so much. The clarification is the magician. This is a major arcana. We have all the tools we'll ever need. It's always a lot of what we believe, and that's the confidence coming through again, that solar plexus, and trusting in the process, if you will, and our co-creation happening. But this is remarkably beautiful. Okay, so not only are you achieving things and working hard and really starting to add, and you've only got 2 more to the 10 of Pentacles. So this is fantastic and something you certainly deserve, which is always great to see, and the tangible results, right? Instead of always just thinking or wishing or what have you. So yeah, you've got this. This is your ability to really, really manifest and bring forth exactly what you see, and fine-tuning it as well. Okay, mastering is really the key right here. So that was coming into this reading. Then we go into the present, and we have strength, and that represents Leo. So see the tying in of everything and the synchronistic aspect that I love when we do readings and Spirit's so very present? Well, just once again, being aware of your strength. Mars and Leo, come on, that's like the ultimate. And, the fiery part of you, the ambitious part of you is really taking hold. You will do things and probably maybe even feel like, wow, I didn't know I had that in me. Because I feel like a lot of Capricorns, although you can be extremely outgoing, don't get me wrong, it has a lot to do with your other placements, which I don't know as a general read. But I feel like a lot of Capricorns they excel in what they do, but they're okay being behind the scenes. And, sometimes I think now with this Leo influence, which is coming up on several accounts in this reading so far, it's you maybe thinking, whoa, I didn't know I had that in me, like I said, and being like, this feels right, this feels good. Introspection with this Pluto retrograde of like, well, maybe I am better in that regard, or maybe, maybe this is the new perspective and the new way that I want to be seen. I mean, Leos are all about seeing seen. They're the performers. They're the actors of the zodiac. So I love this. This is fabulous too. And feeling really, really, really good about this strength, just the right proportions. The clarification is 3 of Wands. Boy, you absolutely fiery again. Growth is the 3s, also mastering and knowing what you want and putting out those vision boards and all those types of things that come along with this. But what a beautiful reading, right? This is what I said. This is what May is bringing after a long period of what seemed like eternity to me, if I'm going to be completely honest. And there's reasons for that. There was a lot of placements that were happening in my sign and my moon and my rising. And by the way, you as a sun Capricorn, of course, this is valid. But this could be for sun, moon, ascendant, or rising, as they call it. Definitely Venus and even Mercury placements. Okay, read all of them and whatever they may be. Look it up quickly with Cafe Astrology or Astro.com, and you can plug in the information and you can just find this incredible world of understanding with you, and sometimes like people will watch their sun reading and they're like, that was good, but it's not 100% me, because it might not be in a certain month. Well, now we have your future, and there you are yet again, the Knight of Pentacles. Well, the Knight of Pentacles represents a messenger, okay? And Pentacles are about money. They're about money streams. They're about investments. They're about inheritance. They're the tangible things, as I said. They're our health, our well-being, our families, all the important things that matter to every one of us, but especially earth signs like yourself. And you're coming through. Your energy is being seen. So it's a slower moving night. But the thing I love about it is that it usually lasts. So whatever you're investing or planting seeds legitimately with spring and all the gardens that have been happening, you're willing to wait and be patient to watch that grow. And it shall, and it will. So that's another, the 8, it goes up and grows, and it can become the 10, and all is even better. But it's a patient time. Okay, and seeing, like I said, the big picture. Don't know the exact time. You never really do. It's not linear with spirit, but you probably have an idea. I would suggest you write things down and just kind of keep track. And of course, always ask people. If you don't know a specific thing, you will definitely get that guidance. Clarification on this. Knight of Cups. The other Knight. Well, Cups is our hearts. Cups is our feelings, our emotions, love. Are you willing to wait for a certain love? Are you interested in pursuing love? Have you thought that was something that was not part of your life, or that was simply part of your past? I think otherwise with this reading, and I love that. And it's so perfect for now. And the sun is coming out as I'm doing this reading. So all systems go for you, Capricorn. Very beautiful, it's short but sweet, but I think it speaks a lot. And so we'll finish with, I said, the oracle messages. Oracles are here, they're divinations, and they're on all forms. They come in all forms. And I just love the messages they give. They're very inspiring, and they lift us up to remind us of our gifts and things. That's what they're there for, basically, like angels and spirits and all the different teams and things that work with us at all times. Sometimes you've asked for it. You may do that yourself. So the 3 I'll pull. will be just a word, which will then, give a response as far as a feeling and that perspective that you can look forward to for May. So the first one is higher power. Wow. Yeah, it's always there. It's within us. It's part of our everything. As I said, we are always co-creating. We cannot possibly separate from that. But I feel like with one specific, very important thing to mention, astrologically again, is that we had a series of eclipses. We're finally calming down from that. I didn't mention it. There's so much that's gone on. There's so many things. And it's, we can take those deep breaths like I do every time I start to talk about it, because it's really helpful, number one. And it really does just help us to think, okay, yes, we got through this yet again. Some things that were not necessarily comfortable or pleasant, but you can always ask for that help. It is always there for you. And I feel like with the position of the North Node in Pisces for the next, I was going to say 18 months, but it's already been happening since January, so give or take 5. It's just a standard rule of thumb that the eclipses change signs, and they do so every 18 months. And now we're in the series of North Node eclipse in Pisces, South in Virgo. North is our direction we want to go. Pisces is all about love and spirituality and magic and sensuality and empathy and giving and receiving and creativity beyond what we may have imagined with ourselves and the ability to create things. So this is fantastic. And it is 4, which is stability. I love that word, even if it's like everything an illusion, but to feel it. And I know people have felt stability in their life to be able to gauge that, right? So that has been not necessarily happening as much, but I feel like it will. And you're constantly being given that guidance and messages. They may come through dreams or people or circumstances or things you just happen to read or hear through music. Music is a great one. It's a great divination and medium for that. So I love that. And then the second one is your never-ending story. So what is that? It's a 10, so it's a time for a beginning, a news story. And that's exactly what the eclipses do. They start things, they finish things. There's many transitions going on around you. I know you could, please tell me otherwise, but I have had a lot of changes myself. I'm in the process of changing. I'm instigating those. Some I did not at all. A lot of people I've known have left or moved or gone, new jobs. It's like, whoa. It happens throughout our life, but this has been absolutely more prominent. It's the changing of the planets and the signs in which the planets are going into, which is the first time in a lifetime for some of them. So it's positive, it's confident, a lot of Aries energy, which is very, very, fiery and ambitious for certain. So yeah, just think about your life as you will. Give yourself some time to sit and really be in nature or whatever, and just kind of do your own, like I said, with the Pluto retrograde, any retrograde, just that introspection for yourself and coming to conclusions that need to happen, okay? Full moon, new moon. And finally, by the book. Well, that's 11 and that's 2. So I personally only have one Earth planet, to be honest. I love Earth signs. I have a lot of them because of that reason. We tend to gravitate to people when we don't have a lot of that in our natal planet, our chart. And I love you for your grounded energy, for your calm, for your ability to kind of just handle things, because I get a little anxious, I'll be honest. And I admire your ability to go by the book. It doesn't happen as much in my circle. So, and I would rather it be like that. It would be a better world if things were a little bit more organized and planned sometimes, right? That sounds silly, but it's true. Just kind of have your bearings and have an idea of what's happening next. I think there'll be more of that, but in your life, there certainly can be. And that's what you follow. That's kind of what I believe you're feeling as well. So love this reading. May can be amazing. It's anything we make of it always, regardless of any reading you'll ever get. I appreciate you being here, though. Take extremely good care of yourself. Have fun. Be strong, okay? Is that a new, Be strong. I hope to see you in June. Take good care. Bye-bye.